Salute, MobTube.
Happy Saturday for the second time, MobTube.
Who do we got in here? What are you guys talking about? Let's see. This Can't Be Wrong, Dragon Reborn, 1982. Sven Larson.
Svend. Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Brooklyn Rob 1, Gianni Catalano.
Rob, Gianni Catalano.
See who else we get.
There's my friend, Edward Everett.
Edward Everett. Miss Can't Be Wrong is talking about snakes. Let's see. Tony Mack, DP, Common Sense. I don't know. It was like a 15-minute show. I wasn't going to keep it up. Like some shows I don't want to keep on the channel. You know what I mean? There's nothing special in it.
Got a funny story about snakes.
Do you?
Yes. Anybody want to hear?
Sure. Go ahead.
I was probably 12. Went to the woods to stay in this cabin with my friend Steph and her family. And all the guys, they would, get drunk at night and then sleep till late afternoon. So Steph and I were out and we found this dead black snake. So it's the first thing guys do when they wake up. They go and they take a pee. So we put this snake in the toilet. And when her dad woke up, he went to take a pee and it scared the bejeezies out of him.
I love my Shanna. You like her hat? Dragon Reborn. You see that? That's when I thought she couldn't look more adorable. What's up, Rocco Pagano, Jersey Girl, Frankie Rizzo, Tyler Durden.
Tyler. I remember you Bone Thugs and Harmony member.
Yes. I'm going to have some things to say about Sammy tonight, guys, as I told you earlier. But you know what? Even more so than Sammy, it's about
Me.
always. It's about his followers, okay? His diehard followers who are either in denial, just don't know better, or are just plain lying.
I'm a pilgrim.
For the sake of their boy. Pilgrim, see? So
sorry.
I feel like I'm beating a dead horse because I've gone over this before, but I'm going to try to make this the last time. Pascal Demizio, Marietta, Georgia. Welcome. Shout out to Georgia. Angela, hello.
Hello.
Shanna looking like a fly bee girl. Miss McInnes, Andrew Gray. Just let me wait till I get a few more people in here, and I'll go on my rant.
Well, thank you, Dragon Reborn 1982.
She is.
I kind of like it.
Fat Bald Simpson. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this dude. Like, you know what? I don't know, man. I wouldn't even be saying anything about it because I've gone over this. I'll try to add to it tonight. But the last couple of days with us talking about Sammy and John Gotti and everything, that The Last Gangster, that nonsense show and all that. I can't believe I get comments where people are like, not only do they justify what Sammy did, but it's all John's fault. And so I'm going to get into it. Yeah, that's true. That's that's got to be what it is, DP. No snow in Virginia, bro. We got like nothing, and I'm happy about it. Tony Ducks, you want to talk about snakes? There's a video on YouTube of a doctor pulling a 4-foot snake out of a Russian woman's mouth alive. What? Oh my
And
god!
what site is that on?
Yeah, because Shanna has to see it. Didn't you say on YouTube? You got to find the channel. What's the channel? Do you know?
Oh,
You know off the top of your head, Tony
I was
Ducks?
being dumb. But
Oh,
if it's real, I would like to see it.
Angela, she's very confused. Um, let's see what else we got. I'm gonna wait. We only got 88 people in here right now, so I don't want to start my rant.
But we can start smashing that like button.
Yes, we can. Please do, everybody. Hit that like button hard. Hard.
Because you aren't scared.
You ain't scared. A lot of people believe Raymundi's insane claims. Yeah, I know, but you know what? Raymundi is a guy. Hi, Angel Gotti. Raymundi is a guy that came out of nowhere. And, listen, you're always going to be able to fool some of the people some of the time. And Raymundi, I don't know what just happened. Raymundi's able to do that because, certain people want to believe his story for whatever reason. And I know it's Sammy, fans of Sammy, they want to, they want us all to just fall in line and say, yeah, you know what, John was right. Sammy was justified, and people get a lot of facts wrong and stuff. And sometimes I don't know if the people just don't know anything about the mob, if they never paid attention, if they didn't do any research. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm just being realistic. I'll admit that before I knew better, I thought A-Light was legit, as many others did. Unless you really research mob stuff and watch different shows, you wouldn't know any better. But Sammy the Bull, I know what you're saying, DP, and I agree. But Sammy the Bull, I'm going to give you an example. Lee would be one of these people. Okay, I don't even want to bring the guy up, but Lee would be one of these people. He doesn't know anything about the mob. I think he might be learning as he goes. I'm not sure, but he doesn't know anything about the mob. I don't think anybody could deny that. Yesterday, I heard something insane. Joey Knuckles, $5. Salute FBS and Queen Shanna. Thank you, Joey Knuckles.
Salute.
Thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
On Lee's show yesterday, Hootie, Lee said that he doesn't think that many people know Sammy's a rat. He says he doesn't think that younger people that are just starting to watch and stuff, even have any idea that he's a rat. Like a lot of people just don't know that about him. He said that, yeah. This is what people who don't know anything about the mob can actually somehow believe. What do you mean? I mean, that's the first thing you learn about Sammy Gravano. That's the first thing. It's what he's known for. If Sammy never became a witness and never ratted, he would be just like any of the other mob guys. I mean, we'd know about him, but he wouldn't be that kind of household name that he is. It was his, relationship with John Gotti and his, testimony against him and everything else, and flipping on John Gotti and becoming King Rat that made Sammy as well known as he is. So when I hear something like that, I'm like, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Why are people like this even talking about the mob? Like, what do you mean? You don't think people know that Sammy's a rat, or younger people that, 20, 30 years old, they don't know that about Sammy? And Hootie, I got to give him credit at least, I guess, but all he was doing was answering honestly, so he doesn't really deserve any credit. I thought for a second he might actually go along with Lee, but even he was like, what? Even he was like, no. Everybody knows that about Sammy. Even Sammy says it constantly, all the time. It's weird. Very strange.
Can I say thank you to everybody that likes my wonderful hat? A very great artist made this for my husband.
Yes.
And
that sick wallet that's sitting back
yeah,
there.
that you guys can't see.
That's Dragon Reborn 1982. He's the man. Shout out.
Shout out, shout out.
What's cracking, FBS and Queen Shan? I hope you're having a good Saturday.
Great.
Pretty good. We got the new hot water heater in. It's all done.
And
Loving
let me
it.
tell you, that shit
It's hot.
is hot.
It is. SB really pissed me off at the end when he said they were playing chess and JG lost. I flung the remote and was cruising him at my TV, that SOB. Well, that's from the 96 Diane Sawyer interview. He said, we were playing chess and he lost. Yeah, John's a double crosser. I'm a master double crosser. That's what he said. Well, at least he's got that part right. He is a master double crosser.
Didn't they say, and I don't even really know things about this, but that the same thing he did to Mr. John Gotti Sr., he did to his family with the ecstasy ring.
What do you mean?
Like when it came down to the charges or whatever.
Well, yeah, he made out, he claimed that John Gotti made him out to be the big bad guy and John Gotti was the good guy who just couldn't control Sammy. But then he did the same thing. He took that route and he said that about his kids in that thing. He's like, basically he just did it to save them. So, of course, they were the bad guys and Sammy was the hero. It's crazy. But people believe this shit. They just buy into it because they like Sammy.
Sorry, guys.
I'm honest about any people will say, "Oh, I'm biased. I'm in favor of Gotti." Again, yeah, for one reason, and it has nothing to do with Angel Gotti or any other member of the Gotti family. If I'm in favor of Gotti, it's because Gotti stood up like a man and took his sentence and then suffered through it and wouldn't ask for help even when he was at his sickest. Wouldn't do anything that would ever make him in any way, shape, or form be perceived as a rat. So yeah, I'm biased. Everybody should be biased in favor of John Gotti, of course. You could ask the most highly decorated law enforcement agent, who is the more, who is the one out of the two of them that you have to give the most respect to? They would say John Gotti. They don't, even law enforcement, they don't respect informants, rats, cooperators. They don't. Not the way they respect stand-up guys. They don't. So, I don't know.
Can I tell you guys something? This isn't about the Gottis. This is about A-Lite.
Absolutely.
So my son watched the Locked Up Abroad today for the first time. Him and his girlfriend.
The A-Lite episode.
And he said, he's such a piece of garbage. They should have fact-checked their shit before they put that out.
Yeah. He's absolutely right.
And he's only 19, guys.
Yeah. And even he knows better.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm trying to see. I saw a comment I wanted to answer.
Hello, Louis Pierre.
Big Lou, you ain't kidding. Yeah, of course, Tony Ducks, of course. Anybody who knows that. Listen, let me tell you something. You don't just start watching Sammy the Bull without knowing he's a rat. Like, everybody knows that first. Otherwise, in other words, it's such basic information. It's so commonly known that if you didn't already know who Sammy was and being the biggest rat basically is his identity, or at least he's seen by that. He's not even honestly necessarily the biggest, but that's how a lot of people see him. They know that before they click on one of his videos. They know who Sammy the Bull is. I can't even believe what I was hearing, but considering who I was hearing it from, I guess I'm not too surprised. I thought I saw a comment that I really wanted to get to. Oh, pizza got smoked. What do you mean? I heard earlier somebody in here said that Mikey Whispers made a video saying that Tony Pizza got suspended or something. Where his channel's up, isn't it? I'm so confused by all this.
Yep, pounding the pink. I don't. What did I say? I meant to say locked up abroad.
His channel's right there. You got me. I don't know.
He's in pizza jail for 90 days. I saw earlier somebody say he can't do lives. And
I don't think there's such a thing as a 90-day suspension. But what do I know? I don't know. I don't want to find out. All right, let me read some more comments. It's hilarious when Sammy said in Mafia States of America, I handled everything that Cosa Nostra threw at my way. Maybe between when it came to doing your time in your mouth. Well, yeah.
hello, Jimmy Calandra.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're supposed to be able to handle. He believes his own bullshit. The guy's mentally retarded on top of it. He's the worst kind of animal there is. Well, goddamn. I think there's also people that have been watching Sammy's channel since he started and absolutely love his stories. People don't want to believe he's not what he says he is and are in denial. Well, no, I don't blame them. Sammy's, it's probably the best mob channel there ever was. Without a doubt. Of course. I don't blame anybody for watching Sammy's channel. I watch it from time to time. Well, I haven't in a long time, but I used to. And he is what he says he is. Like, in other words, I'm not saying he wasn't exactly what he was. He was a stone cold gangster, stone cold killer. And he was the underboss of the Gambino family. There's no doubt about it. That's all true. It's just that when you try to make us believe that John Gotti demanded that you take the rap for him and everybody else, I mean, everything we know about John Gotti tells you it's not true. And even if we didn't know that much about John Gotti, Michael Franzese said it perfect. He said it himself. I forget if it was the Tyson interview or which one. He said, there's no way. John Gotti couldn't get out of that. That's not the way the law works. John Gotti was the boss. Sammy the Bull was under him. John Gotti gets credited with all those murders, no matter what, because he's the boss. So there's no way, even if he wanted to tell Sammy such a thing, John Gotti knew better than to think that would work. That's not how it works. That's what Rico and all that shit is all about. So after that video yesterday where Tony dropped like 50 N-bombs, I wouldn't be surprised if he got in some sort of trouble with YouTube. What's up, Jimmy? But that video is still up, though. So, I mean, how? How can he get in trouble, but they leave the video up? It's right there. Yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't believe it. Let's see what else we got. He's very good at. Oh, Sammy's listen. I don't bullshit. You know me, guys. Like, I'll tell you what I don't like about a person, and I'll tell you what I do. When it comes to not only having the stories, nobody's going to have the stories Sammy the Bull has. But yeah, the way he tells them, he's phenomenal. The production of that show, it's unfucking believable. I mean, every podcast should be that good. And, that's why it's not about me knocking Sammy. It's about You ask anybody from that time period. I don't care if they fucking lived in South Dakota, okay? If they were paying attention to the news and they knew what was happening and they followed the story or anything else, no fucking buddy anywhere back then, whether it was another mob guy or just a spectator, watching the news, whatever, would say crazy shit like this. Like, oh, but John deserved it. Oh, John was going to make Sammy take the fall. That's a fairly newer narrative. That's not true. That's not true. It wouldn't have worked. Sammy couldn't have taken the fall for John Gotti. How? John Gotti's the one they wanted. Even if Sammy wouldn't have flipped, they would have still got Sammy, but they would have got John no matter what. They would have had John. He would have got credited with all those murders. And people are like, saying, oh, the fucking quack, the Angelo Ruggiero tapes sparked the commission trial and all this. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they're saying that, they act like as if John Gotti's the only person to ever get caught on tape. What do you mean? How many bosses back then had been caught on tape? Castellano was caught on tape in his own fucking house. I mean, they were all caught on tape at some point. Okay, the chin. All right, got me there.
That's a crazy one who wasn't really crazy, right?
Yep.
That's how I go outside, guys.
In a bathrobe, just doing the Thorazine shuffle, mumbling to herself. John was done anyway with those tapes. Yeah, and Phil Leonetti, if they would have had to use him, they would have. Sammy, there's a question as to how necessary Sammy even was, but there's no question as to whether or not they were going to use him no matter what, no matter how strong their case against Gotti was, they were going to use him. You're talking about Tony in here. I hope he is suspended from going live. I can't believe this guy and his racist rants and the fact that he's still got a channel. Listen, I don't know how he's had one for a while. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy shit said, but I never heard of somebody getting suspended for 90 days. I don't know. It seems like a trick to me, I'll be honest. Tony Ducks was caught on a lot of wiretaps, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's...
So Tony Ducks is somebody else. That's not that guy's name.
Oh, no. He's... No. No, Tony Ducks was a real guy. Tony Ducks Corallo.
Well, thanks.
These guys were at the end of a code that no longer existed. I believe the Gottis wouldn't have held it against their father if he just took his money, flipped, and walked off in sunset with his family. I can't even picture that. You know what I mean? That happening under any circumstances.
Hello, but Jimmy Calandra.
Yeah, I know, but I know. Yeah, obviously, but it's just that. Yeah, that's another thing, Angela. That's another thing. Thank you, because I might have forgot that. 38 guys, okay? I listened to on that fucking stupid show, The Last Gangster. George Gabriel said it. 38 guys. He said he's responsible for the fall of the underworld in New York City. That's George Gabriel. He would know, okay? What about the other guys? If you're going to say, okay, it was right, John was going to make him take the fall, he had no choice. If you're stupid enough to believe that, we have no proof of that, none. I had people telling me, oh, John said it on the tapes that Sammy was going to have to take the fall. This is what I mean. You don't know anything about the mob. You've never heard those tapes because no, he didn't. He never said anything even remotely close to that. That's some shit Sammy never even said. You guys just made that horse shit up yourselves. But yeah, what about the other guys? Okay, so John did what he did. So what about the other guys? What about the other 37 guys? What did they do to you? Were they caught on wiretaps? I guess the reason this bothers me so much is because, like I said, I'm big on personal responsibility. Sammy would not lose a dime, would not make any less money if he was just like, listen, guys, I just didn't want to go to prison for the rest of my life, which is the truth. That's all it comes down to. He wouldn't lose any money. He'd still have phenomenal stories. He wouldn't lose a subscriber, not one. Because nobody deep down in their hearts really believes, unless you absolutely know nothing of the mafia, Nobody really believes any of this shit. Funny how he left these huge stories out of his book, and the ones he's included have changed slightly since then. Yeah, the whole narrative has evolved. Like at first, it was if you watch the '96 Diane Sawyer interview, he never fucking says John Gotti wanted me to take the fall. He never says it. He says, you know, after hearing those tapes, I don't know the exact wording, but maybe Sammy the Bull takes the fall. John Gotti goes free. In other words, maybe the jury, whatever, would see Sammy as the big bad guy. Or even let's take it a step further. Maybe even John Gotti's lawyers make Sammy to make him out to be the bad guy. Okay, fine. That's a possibility, I guess, maybe. But first of all, that's not what happened. We're never going to know the fucking answer to that. But that was his story then. His story was, I just felt like maybe John Gotti would go free and Sammy the Bull would take the fall. He never said anything about John Gotti confronting him in prison and telling him, you're going to have to take the fall on this one. That's brand new. That's the last few years, if that. So how did the story fucking change, Sammy?
Jimmy would like to say that he has big respect for Angel, and he's here for her if she ever needs him.
It's very nice, Jimmy. I'm not sure if Angel's in here right now, but I'm sure she appreciates that. Shannon's showing off the awesome wallet Dragon Reborn.
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
And no, we're not selling wallets. It's one wallet the dude made me. So
it says, "Fuck you, pay me."
Yes, it does.
FBS.
Big Lou, he doesn't tell everybody that his first 5 years was done living plush at FBI headquarters in Quantico, Virginia, and his next 17 years was in PC protective custody, and those AB guys were dropouts. Oh, yeah, they were definitely dropouts. Anybody doesn't think... he even said that at one point, didn't he? Did he? I hope so. I hope he said that. Because, yeah, of course they were dropouts, which makes the whole... that tattoo, even that story silly. Richie B. Sammy is a compulsive liar. That was if that was the truth, that would have been the first thing he would have said in Diane Sawyer. Of course.
Oh, Tyler Durden, are you New Beginnings?
That's what he said last time on his way out when we ended the show. I don't know. But just for saying that, just block him.
Oh, no, somebody asked him. Boston Red asked him.
Oh, okay, because if he said it, yeah, block him in general. Let's see. Boy, the conversation seems to be on Tony Pizza.
No, there's a lot on Sammy in here. Cookie Pussies.
Oh, is there? Jimmy Clandra, Beth Avenue story. I got some stories coming. What really happened at Sammy's? Now that's entertainment. Oh, really? Oh, shit, Jimmy. I can't wait. Hi, Angel. Angel Gotti, I'm stoked about your news today. Let's see. Abuelo Montanez, 38 guys also went down at... What the fuck? Jersey Girl, FBS. I have about 16 to 20 newspapers with John Gotti put away in a suitcase along with JFK Jr., Princess Diana, all in safekeeping. Yes, my Aunt Lucy, even after we moved out of there, anytime the Gottis, period, were in the newspapers, she would send them to me. So I have a collection too.
Dragonborn 1982. I will answer for him. Yes, because I think they're awesome.
What did he ask?
He said, you want to sell wallets, bro? Say the word. Signed, limited edition.
That would be a good idea, but I'd have to get Jerry the Art Guy's permission first. I definitely have to cut him in. FBI said in an interview they had a feeling Sammy was the weak link. Well, it turned out that way, didn't it? It's where the saying, do the time, do the crime. Yeah, that's another thing. Can we finally come just all agree on one thing? even if all that shit was true, okay? Even if John Gotti said, you got to take the fall, okay? Now, no. How many people are going to do it? No, but that's another. Let me get to that first. That's another thing. John Gotti would have never done that for one main reason. Any boss goes to an underling, even if it's his underboss, and says, you're going to have to take the fall. What he's really saying to that guy is, I'm now giving you permission to go rat on me. Because any fucking buddy, for the most part, is probably going to, once they're told that they have no choice but to take the fall for their boss. 99% of them are going to say, well, fuck that. I ain't doing it. So, of course, John would have never put Sammy in that position. You don't think it ever crossed John's mind that Sammy might flip? Of course it did. So he wouldn't have said that. But let's just all at least agree on one thing. According to that life, according to the rules and the oath you take, if your boss were to say that to you, guess what? You took an oath never to tell on any fucking body. You took an oath to go do your fucking time. If and when you're given any, to take your conviction like a man and never to speak about anyone else. So how do you justify it in any which way? Because no matter how you look at it, even if you want to believe all those things, oh, John was wrong for talking on the tapes. Fine. Should everybody? Okay, not everyone. I made that mistake the other night and got yelled at. Most heavy duty mobsters, like real big hitters, have been caught on tape. Okay, most bosses have been caught on tape. John was caught on tape, and the only reason that's a big deal is because of the people that want to defend Sammy. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be talked about because it was a normal fucking thing. You saw how many wiretaps I played on this fucking show? Like, bosses. So, no matter how you look at it, even if you want to blame John for those things, doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse it. Jimmy's got me curious now as to what really happened. Me too. It's all bullcrap. He told on the chin, John Riggy, and on others in other families. They had nothing to do with Gotti Sr. And what did Frankie Loke do to him because recently he came out saying Frankie. I didn't get the rest of that. But I hear you, bro. DZ, $10, end of the month. Let's show thanks. Oh, I appreciate that, DZ. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Let me get to this other one, too. Jimmy Clanger, Bath Avenue story, 1999 super sticker. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
I appreciate that very much. Sammy's hypocrisy is my problem. He cooperated, but still wants to be regarded and still considers himself 100% old school Cosa Nostra. I know. Like when he says, like on I am the mafia. I mean, come on, man.
I'm sorry, Jason T, but you need to get better. You missed the super chat, or it went away.
No, I didn't.
There was another $5 one.
Oh, all right, I'll get to that. It goes away at the top, but I won't miss it. Only thing I respect about Sammy, he wouldn't kill his son if he had to. Yeah. Let's hope not. But I mean, let's face it, if anybody would, Sammy the Bull killed his brother-in-law. You know what I mean? He had a way of getting rid of business partners and things like that were his friends. They were also his friends. Anybody who seemed to get in the way, or anybody who he knew, if they were gone, there's a few extra bucks in it for him, he would get rid of them. There's no cookie puss in the big house unless you pay the right price. Bravado actually said originally that Gotti apologized to him for blowing off steam and said, let's fight it. We can beat this. So what happened to that story? Yes, absolutely. This is true. So, I mean, there you go. What happened to those stories? Like Sammy got out after doing his time on the ecstasy ring case, and he got on YouTube, and now everything, it keeps getting. Next, he'll say, John had a gun to his head when he said, you're going to have to take the case, even though they were in prison at the time.
What happened?
I don't know. I lost a breath. I don't know.
You did.
Gasped.
Cookie puss.
If John Gotti didn't have feds and media around him 24/7, he would have been whacked in the mid 80s. Probably more than likely in the late 80s. But yeah, that was definitely something that helped save him. Without a doubt. He was surrounded all the time. Tyler Durden, didn't you admit to being NB at the end of a chat a few shows ago? Yes, he did. Did Jimmy send another one?
You are just behind, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go the whole way down here. I just hate missing people's shit. I'm sorry.
That one.
I watch Baywatch, $5 super sticker. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's get Mikey. I got it. What's up, everyone? Okay, good. FPS has hot water. Yes, thanks to Shanna's family friend. Because I'm telling you, talk about lucky. We didn't wind up going 24 hours without hot water. Plus, it only wound up being 900 with the hot water heater. So I got no complaints. I'm a happy guy. So we're good. Let's see.
You guys.
Why do you have Gotti behind you?
Oh, look, I was so close to having a smart comeback to that.
Why not? How about that? Answer me that. Why not have Gotti back there? Let's see. Who should I have? Like Tom Brady or somebody? Who?
No, please don't.
Every wait, what does that say? Every
$1 give to
FPS burns 20 people.
Like makes them mad.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Canadian $5. Yeah, it's time to play. All right,
Let's play.
Well, thank you. You're not the underboss anymore, my friend. Yeah, who said that? Franzese? To fucking Sammy? Fat Tony, Neil, and other heavyweights are on tapes, but it doesn't seem to diminish their reputation. That's why I'm saying. Look, Jimmy says it does sound ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, so many bosses and shit were caught on fucking tapes and underbosses and captains and every fucking thing else. The only reason John Gotti's is made such a big fucking deal out of is two reasons: the government and Sammy the Bull. That's it. Like they were trying to make John Gotti look like this, like, fumbling doofus, like he just didn't know. First of all, I had the Sorellis on. Do you realize that? The people whose great aunt and uncle lived in that apartment above the Ravenite that was bugged, where the Gotti tapes, and they should be called the Gotti and Sammy tapes, were made. They told the story. Gotti had no reason. Now, should he have ever been talking about murders and stuff? No, I agree. But he had no reason to believe that apartment was bugged. Even the way they did it, it's not like they said. They tricked Nettie Sorelli into leaving that apartment and going to Florida. Or Vegas. I'm sorry, Vegas. Their story is Florida. The truth is Vegas. Nobody knew. John Gotti was such a hardcore dude. He wouldn't even talk to human rights people when he was being horribly abused by the prison warden. Nah, he wouldn't ask for an aspirin, a Tylenol when he was dying of throat cancer. He wouldn't take a painkiller when his fucking lower jaw was removed and his teeth were yanked out. He rubbed ice on his gums rather than take a painkiller. Angela, 1999. Thank you very much, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, tonight. You guys are hooking me up. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate it, too.
FBS, nice, God bless. Nothing worse than a cold shower in dead of winter. Oh, I'm telling you, I know. 30-year-old news, not really relevant. The whole truth can never be told to how many people dead. No, not really relevant. So what mob story is relevant then? How is it not relevant? It's entirely relevant. The conversation is being had now. There was a show on 2 days ago. 2 fucking days ago. And just the fact that they refer to Sammy as the last gangster. Oh my God. MTR says Gravano was with the feds long before 92. I agree. Um, I don't know. I don't have any reason to believe that, but he might know something I don't know. He thinks he was the mafia. In my opinion, he doesn't even make Henry Hill rank. He's not just a rat; he's a gutter rat. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It wouldn't even be so fucking bad if he didn't just keep adding on to this shit. Try. You can't just be Sammy the Bull. You got to be Sammy the Bull bashing John Gotti. It's not bad enough that you got him put in prison for the rest of his fucking life and he died in there because of you. And honestly, let's face it, if John Gotti never went to Marion, there's a good chance he'd still be alive. He'd be in prison. There's a good chance he'd still be alive. So it's not enough what Sammy did. This is just like A-Light and fucking John Jr. A-Light, it's not enough that you testified against John Jr. You tried to get him executed by the fucking government. Now you got to bash him and his family too. Why the insult to injury? I want to know that.
All the trolls are coming out because the cash apps are coming in.
FBS people hate me for being cool with you now, and they can suck off, love me, or leave me. I am friends with who I want to be. That's called integrity, my friend. Thank you. Oh, I watch.
He didn't mean however it was taken.
Oh.
He's apologizing.
Richie B, I'm from Bensonhurst. He had a bad reputation of getting rid of his friends. Yeah, he certainly did.
Thank you, Angela.
No, I know Gaetano. But what I'm saying is they act like as if John Gotti made the dumbest move in the world by getting caught on those tapes. This was an apartment he had talked in many times. Nobody knew, which it's a shame. And sometimes I wonder why or how. But nobody knew that that apartment had been bugged. Nobody had reason to believe it at the time. Now, would a smarter boss just have not talked about past crimes, especially murders? Of course. John Gotti definitely had his faults. He threw his lifestyle and his position in the face of the government. He dressed in $2,000 suits and hand painted ties and Italian shoes and all that shit. Yeah, there's no doubt. But when these people make the argument that he's somehow responsible for all of Cosa Nostra, well, the downfall of all of Cosa Nostra, I can't wrap my mind around it. I don't understand it. Where are they getting this horse shit from? Sammy, and only Sammy. Eric Grabowski, besides the government and Sammy, you also have to add Gotti to the list. He was visible as a mafia person. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. Well, of course. You know what I meant, but yeah. Andrew Gray, $2. Testing, $1, $2. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What happened to Lefty Guns? I don't know. Hasn't he been on? Bosses get caught on planet bugs and wiretap phones way back in the 60s. Sam, speaking of other New York Borgadas, about Bonanno and his situation, FBI learned a lot about Cosa Nostra's biz. Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's funny. It's like we don't talk about when they talk about the fall of the mafia these days, it's like all they talk about is John Gotti's mistakes. We don't talk about the actual people who were to blame. Joe Bonanno's fucking book, Joe Valachi, Greg Scarpa Sr., all the other the rats that came in between, and not even Sammy anymore. No, because what Sammy did was right. What? What he did was right because John Gotti talked about him on some tapes. Listen, if you didn't want to be talked about by somebody who might be possibly getting recorded, maybe mafia isn't the best fucking career choice. You know what I mean? I love to have a listen on here about the mafia. Most times I just sit back and relax. That's what's up, man. Chill, relax, have a good time.
Enjoy.
Tony Pete has a new channel. He says it's because Johnny Mac is a rat. The channel has 18 subscribers, FYI. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I don't really get why he wouldn't accept medication, though. I knew he was a tough guy, but yikes. To live with cancer he had and not take anything to make it less painful is crazy. Uh, I think the main reason is because he was against drugs. He wouldn't take any kind of narcotic. He was that strong-willed a person, and he felt that seriously about it. He wouldn't take a narcotic. But also, he would not even accept what might be even looked at as help. Big Lou, just the government couldn't use those wiretaps. Okay. Let's see. The fucking water in Marion gave him throat cancer. Absolutely. And he's not the only one. A lot of people. A lot of people. So if you don't do 30-year-old mob stories, this genre would only have scrubs like Panisi and Barella. Yeah, for fuck's sake, honestly. Angela said only because I'm a hat person too, Shanna.
Thank you, Angela.
If you don't, wait a minute, I read that. The warden took away his commissary and he was forced to drink the prison water. Yep. Took it away permanently. Yeah, man. I watched Baywatch FPS. I tried sending you 30 bones a while back. Oh, really? Well, thank you. A lot of people believe what Sammy believes about Gotti. He brought a huge spotlight to a secret society. That's another thing. Let's get to that. Let's really talk about that. To me, that's another piece of absolute bullshit. How did he? How? We talked about this before. At that point, there was no more secret society for a long fucking time, for a long time. Think about all the things that took place, high profile cases and everything else. Appalachian, all the things, but even that was way back. I'm talking about more current stuff. The Lufthansa heist, everything they knew about those guys, Henry Hill flipping, and on his whole crew. Okay, all these different things. John Gotti did not bring a spotlight. The spotlight was already there. They were already under scrutiny. The only reason John Gotti was under the spotlight is because, he listen. First of all, the Castellano hit. Okay, it was a very brash, out in the open hit. Um, it was a huge thing in the media. Okay, obviously, the next boss of that family was going to be under scrutiny. So, was the Castellano hit a mistake? Yeah, probably. I think most people would agree on that. As far as John Gotti and his crew, they felt they had no choice. It was live or die, right? But the spotlight was already there. You think John Gotti is the only boss who had cameras in his face? Look at the fucking look at the late 70s. Look at the Cleveland mob. Look at fucking anytime they had a chance to get a look at a fucking mafia boss, there was fucking reporters and cameras everywhere. All right. Now the Castellano hit was a big problem, of course, because the media was going to follow up on that in any way they could. John was quite obviously the new boss. And yeah, he was too flamboyant. He was flashy, this and that. But you think if he dressed down, let's be honest, if John Gotti didn't look the way he did, you think they wouldn't have been in his face every day? You think the public didn't want that from the media? They wanted to see a mob boss. Did they want to see John Gotti more than most? Of course. He was a very handsome guy. He dressed like fucking, like a gangster out of the movies. He was the new Al Capone, sure. But he didn't bring the spotlight. There was no more secret society. It was the fucking 80s. The commission trial, all that shit. The mafia was on Front Street. They were in the fucking news every day. Every day. And not just in New York, in other cities. So he didn't bring a spotlight on them. He didn't bring the spotlight. Now, did he make it worse by throwing it in the faces of the government, every time he won a case, coming out cheering, dressing flashy and all that? Yeah, he made it worse. I'll agree. I don't think anybody will deny that. But the media was going to be in his face every time he left his house, no matter what. No matter what. That's just the way it is. You think they were going to be like, oh, that guy's not much to look at. We'll just forget the fact that he's the boss of, the most powerful crime family in the country at the time. At least the second most. No, we won't. Look at him. He doesn't get his hair cut every day. He's not wearing $2,000 suits. What business do we want with him? Come on. Gotti was very visible to the government, as many have stated. He asked a lot of alleged criminals to meet up on a regular basis. That's another thing that irritates me. You know how many people before him did that? You know that John did not. That was not unique to John Gotti. A lot of people like to say it is. It's not. And Sammy the Bull, guess what? Sammy the Bull used to do every Tuesday night in Brooklyn. He would have all his guys meet him. They would walk up and down the street together. You've heard stories. Angel talked about it. I think Jimmy said it. I know one other person that said it. You couldn't get a fucking parking spot. There were so many wise guys, okay, on 18th Avenue and shit. And they would meet Sammy in Brooklyn every Tuesday night. He had the same deal going on. But see, we don't hear about that as much because the whole narrative is that Sammy was the smart, cunning, wise guy who was the real power behind the throne. And John Gotti was just this fuck up who couldn't stay out of his own way. No, Sammy the Bull did the same thing. And bosses, captains, underbosses did that same shit before them. Look into it. A-Late is saying some very fucked up things right now. What else is new?
He's just pissed off that my hat's better than his.
Angela Ratboy knows what's coming. LOL. Yeah, I'm sure. John Gotti was very smart. He didn't make it to the top of the Gambino family because he was a moron. Sammy and the Rats brought on the downfall of the mafia. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I love it when they're having a conversation about two guys, John Gotti and Sammy, and John is the one that they say brought down the mafia. Are you fucking kidding me? How many guys did Sammy rat on that if they were still on the street, things wouldn't have changed that much? You can't take one boss out and the whole fucking mafia changes. It's not how it works. I watch Baywatch, $5. Mama needs a new hot water heater. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Gotti never hid what or who he was. And you know what? Maybe he should have a little. I don't know, but that wasn't his style. Gotti had a temper. Geez, some of the stuff I've said when angry. Yikes. Yeah. Glad you're okay. A water heater sounded like Chernobyl. I know. That was crazy, right? I didn't even know you could hear it on the fucking video until Canarsie texted me. And I was like, you heard that? I played it back. I was like, holy shit. It really is a serious thing. I was talking to somebody on the phone about it today, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, there's no doubt about it that if we weren't downstairs when that happened, that this house would have caught fire. We would have been finished. Forget if we weren't home, but if we weren't down here. Abuela Montanez, my grandson makes many dozens of dollars a week selling Asian toys.
You know what I thought that said the first time I read it?
What? I'm not sure, baby.
Asian.
Oh. That's fucked
Hello,
up.
Miss Kenneth.
Gotti introduced the whole Gambino family to the FBI. First of all, Gotti, really? You believe that? You honestly believe that? You think the FBI didn't know who they were before that? You know Neil Delacroce met with a lot of these guys regularly, right? Before John? You don't think in the 80s, the FBI Gambino squad had a pretty good grip on who the fuck most of these guys were already? Now, if John would have said, no, don't do that at all, might have helped a little bit. But in the end, what did it matter? Like, let's just say you were right, okay? And the whole Gambino family was introduced to the mafia by John Gotti. How did that change anything? What would the difference have been? What, the apartment above the Ravenite wouldn't have been bugged if they weren't having those meetings? What, they wouldn't have been going after John Gotti as much if they weren't having those meetings at the Ravenite? Sammy the Bull wouldn't have flipped if they weren't having those meetings at the Ravenite? Think about it and ask yourself, even if you're right, what would it have mattered? Let's say he wasn't having those meetings. He wasn't having captains and shit meet him every Wednesday or whatever at the Ravenite. Tell me what would have been different. Because it didn't come down to all the captains and shit getting busted and then John was just at the top and fell with them. That's not how it worked. It went from the top down. So, no way, RGD609. Nope. Let's get Mikey. Listen, they bugged a lamp in Castellano's house. They have patience, unlimited money, and unlimited resources. It can happen to anyone. If they want you, they will get you. Look at how they bugged Castellano's house. How fucking ingenious that was. They fucked with his cable till he called for a repairman. Then they posed as the cable repairman. And right in front of Tommy Bilotti, they did their drilling and everything they needed to do and planted a fucking wire. Planted a bug. So you don't think eventually everybody's going to get caught on tape when they can do shit like that? They sent an old woman, Nettie Sorelli, away by lying to her and telling her there was a gas leak in her apartment. She went to Vegas for a week, I think it was, the Sorelli said. And they snuck in there while she was gone and bugged the fucking place. Yeah, let's get Mikey is right. Patience, unlimited money, unlimited resources. That's all it takes. It doesn't matter if John Gotti was getting away with 500 crimes a day. They only had to get him once. So they had all the time and money and shit that they needed. Oh, yeah, of course. Here, I'm going to go back down a little bit. Damn, I'm way up. Holy shit.
Sure, baby.
Yep. Holy shit, man.
Hello, Chicago race
Where did
cars.
they go? Oh, okay. Chicago Race Engines, $5. Thank you very much. YouTube wouldn't suspend Pizza Boy and leave up a video with Rick James on the thumbnail and the word moon. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't believe that he got suspended. It just doesn't make sense. Mike Oxbig.
Oh, you're back. I haven't
Mike
seen
Oxbig.
for a while.
No, I think he's new. I think before it was Mike Oxlong.
Oh.
Now it's Mike Oxbig.
Either way, pounding the pink, my cock's long, my cock's big. Great.
Mike Oxbig, $5. Just getting started. It's time to make them all pay for the games they played. May God be with them. Well, I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
The government's code of silence is called a skiff or skiff. The authorities have always known who pretty much everybody was, so Ravenite didn't do quite what revisionists claim. It was Carlos, then Niels before him too. Yeah, I mean that all these arguments can be broken down with common sense. Common sense will tell you any of these arguments that are used, you got to understand. They started off being used by the government to make Sammy look as big and powerful and as wise and cunning as possible. And as much as they could, the good guy, right? But they were all there to make John Gotti look bad, and let's put all the blame on John Gotti because the government wanted nothing more than to humiliate John Gotti. And they still do. Till this day, they're not done. Fucking poor John Gotti Jr. If he fucking sneezes too loud, he's getting indicted. It's unbelievable. If I was Angel, I'd be nervous. I think anybody with the Gotti name, they want to indict and put cases on. Sammy violated the rules by working with the government. Gotti violated the rules by murdering a boss without the nod from the commission. Violations have happened for decades. I mean, yeah, they both violated the rules, but I mean, I can't compare one to the other, bro. I just can't. Not in any way, shape, or form. Sammy is always either the hero, the genius, or the gentleman. And when those roles weren't available, the victim. Yeah. You got, can we not forget that Sammy the Bull actually on one of his videos said he talked about, I forget who it was exactly. He was at their funeral. And while they're in the casket, in his mind, he's yelling at them, "You son of a bitch, look what you made me do." He was mad at the guy he killed for making him kill him. You realize what kind of a sociopath that takes, right?
When they write SB, are they referring to Sammy the Bull?
Yeah. I'm not trying to argue, but the FBI said a lot of these people were under the radar for 30 years until Gotti made them show up. Let's believe the FBI. Gotti's not the first one to make them show up. He wasn't. It would have made a difference in a lot of those people's lives if they didn't get on the FBI's radar. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Martin.
I don't know what's going on.
That's all right, baby. I feel Sammy was cooperating before he flipped, also convinced he had a hand in Frankie the Chico murder. Anything's possible. I don't have any reason to believe he was cooperating before he flipped, but who knows? Now, do I think because of how easily he flipped, because it wasn't hard, it didn't take Sammy a lot, do I think that he always had that in his back pocket and he always knew that he might do it? Of course, without a doubt. Um,
We went to the Raven Knight Gennaro Scolaci.
Ascalise, Bruno, let me ask you. I ask all of you this: put yourself at that time on the streets as a made guy. Would you want to report to a place and show yourself that everyone knew the FBI was watching? Hell no, not me. No, of course not. No. But again, these are not things that helped it, get to the point it got to. These are not, And again, it was the fucking 80s. It wasn't the 40s. It wasn't the 50s. It wasn't the 60s or the 70s. How much time did it really, like, in other words, how much did it speed up the process? FBI was going to find out everything. And guess what? Um, Meeting at the Ravenite didn't tell the FBI nearly as much about those guys that were meeting there as Sammy the Bull did. Again, see what I'm getting at here? Okay, so John makes them meet at the Ravenite every Wednesday, and the FBI gets a little information on them. Sammy rats them all out, and the FBI gets all the information on them anyway. So even if they wouldn't have been meeting there. Oh, yeah, of course. Listen, I've seen this with drug dealers and local cops, drug task force, even FBI guys, okay, my years selling drugs. They create a personal vendetta. They fucking hate you. And it's not about, they don't care about the crimes you commit, or they wouldn't be all behind letting you, back out on the street after you give them a little information. They don't care. They didn't care about the 19 people Sammy killed because they were ready to say, "Hey, you know what? Go right back to the street. We got what we needed from you." They don't care about that. The drug task force guys, the cops, the FBI agents, they don't care about the drugs being sold. They don't give a fuck who's OD and who's dying. They don't care. They're pissed off because they're making 40, 50 grand a year and they're watching some guy in the hood drive around in a $50,000, $60,000 truck with $6,000, $7,000 rims on it, and they're fucking dripping in jewelry and you know $1,000 outfits, $200-$300 fucking sneakers. You know what I mean? This pisses them off. It makes it personal. Okay, and a guy like John Gotti was not only flashing, um, doing that on a mob level, of course, not only flashing all these things in their faces, okay, all the money and everything that comes with that lifestyle, but then he would beat a case and laugh at them. You know what I mean? I read a story one time when the FBI, the surveillance van was outside the Bergen, and John Gotti sent somebody over to flatten the tires. And the agents didn't do a fucking thing because they didn't want them, they didn't want to show themselves as being in there. So, you know, they had a personal vendetta for him. There's no doubt about it, but not just him, every mob boss. You think it's these guys don't take it personal when they're working, 50, 60 hours a week investigating these guys, and these guys are sitting in a fucking cafe somewhere sipping espresso with fucking $25,000 pinky rings on and, Benzes outside and all that shit. Makes it personal. Mr. H, the authorities have always known who. Oh, I think I already read that. Let me go way back down here. Michael Franzese mentioned that about Sammy at the funeral also. Yeah, it's true. Mad at the guy he killed for making him kill him. It's nuts. Always, like somebody said, always the victim. Always the victim. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's not my fault for killing you. It's your fault for making me kill you, giving me a reason to. Oh, my poor Shanna.
Really digging the hat. I'm so quiet over here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I know. Feel free to read comments or something.
I don't understand what they're asking or saying.
Oh, every boss of the Gambinos except Carlo was murdered without commission approval before Gotti. I know. That's they forget that. It's like, oh no, look what he did with Castellano. It's almost a tradition at that point.
I can read a comment. Nicosia Connection. The FBI hated Gotti because Gotti had the hearts and minds of many citizens.
Yeah, absolutely. The public loved him. He was the good guy and they were the bad guys, and that drove him crazy. But it's funny, and I've heard some, but even with like Phil Leonetti, I don't hear people saying quite as much. And I know he's not, as big of a figure, but he was still an underboss of a pretty powerful fucking family. I don't hear people saying, well, because Scarfo did this and Scarfo did that, Phil Leonetti was justified in what he did. I mean, I just don't hear it. It's all Gotti, Sammy. I don't know. It's like people chose a side. How could you pick Sammy's? How?
Good night, Edward. Thanks for coming.
That's right, Steve Dunban. Good night, Edward. I just don't get how someone can still get away with 19 murders and killing a kid and get out. My nephew kills one and he gets a life sentence, and I'm still baffled by it. Yeah, well, he didn't have the right information to trade, or he just wasn't willing to. That's the sad part, Nitro, is that this fucking guy was in a position where he always knew he can kill as many people as he wants, and when he gets caught, he could just give up John Gotti, and he'll have a sweet deal. I don't even think he knew how sweet, though. He could take all his money, all that shit.
Question.
Yep.
Boston Red 2. You have 5 feet high snowdrifts in your walkway? Do you mean 5 inches? And where are you if it's 5 feet?
That's a good question. That's fucking insane. Oh, you see what I'm saying? Like semantics. You get my point, Brina Mose, right? You get my point. I don't care if they start at 100,000 a year. When you're looking at guys that make 100,000 in a day, it'll piss you off. Cops get angry at that shit. You know what I mean? I guess I don't know. The amounts were wrong, so I had no point. It's very fucking Jesus. Got to use Neil Delacroix Club after he became boss. You don't think all the old timers and made guys went to the Underbosses Club every week before Gotti or Big Paul's House Club? Oh, come on, people. They did. They did. That's the thing. Castellano had people to his house. Neil Delacroix had guys meet him there regularly. That was not. People think because Sammy says it that Gotti started that. What do you think social clubs were for? The whole fucking point was for all the mob guys, the guys in a crew, whatever crew that social club belonged to. That's where they would meet. That's where they would meet. Gotti also did a lot of good for his community, from what I understand. People loved him. Only people in the world were hurt. That's part of that life. They knew that. Yeah. To some extent. I mean, listen, every gangster, there's always some outside damage. It's not like they say where they only hurt each other, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, his community loved him. He was a fucking hero in New York, especially in Howard Beach. And all. Oh my God. He was a hero. I knew him to be a hero. I was a little kid. My dad, my family talked about him like he was the president of the United States. That's all I knew growing up.
Good night, Guido, Brocco.
People need to stop acting like there was a single reason that brought down the mob and the Gambinos. It was a combination of several factors. People need to start being more realistic. Thank you. DP, exactly. Let's forget about advanced technology, unlimited funds to the FBI, the local law enforcement, the state law enforcement, all the different agencies that were involved, organized crime task forces, all that shit. Let's forget about the fucking dozens of rats that were popping up left and right. Let's all blame it on John.
Oh, sorry for you guys.
There you go, Chicago Muscle. Yeah, you're right, Big Lou. It is.
Hello, Red. 23.5 inches just today. Oh, yeah, you said in a single day.
Yeah, we got lucky, man. We didn't get shit.
Lori, I don't know how long you've been here, but if you haven't met Shanna Aylett, I'm right here. Yes, I did.
I think I pissed off a cop right here. That's what it looks like.
Either they're a cop or the spouse is a cop.
Yeah. They don't like a 22-year-old kid holding their yearly salary in their hand, whether 55 or 65. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. They're out there doing a job. They're working, right? And they see these fucking guys, whether they're mob guys or drug dealers in the hood, whatever they are. They see them take what they perceive it to be as the easy way. You know what I mean? They say, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And they, like anybody else, pisses them off. And I'm not saying none of them care about the damage the drugs do and shit. I'm just saying most of them don't.
Brenna, I don't think he's judging anybody. I'm a nurse, and it irritates the shit out of me when a CNA brings home thousands more in a pay period than I do, and I was a CNA. So it's not judging.
Wait, how am I judging? Brenna, are you fucking slow? What is wrong with you? An 8-year officer makes 80,000. So if you have to pay, if you have the criminal mindset and don't want to work 8 hours a day, then yeah, but you have to pay attorney fees and time away from your family. Oh my God. Talk about, you have no comprehension of anything people say, dude, of words. I'm the guy who did 11 years in prison. Okay.
That's right, Nitro Owens.
And what else? What else is there? You have no comprehension of what I said whatsoever, bro. And you're taking a stupid little thing like you don't get it. You still don't get what I was saying. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what cops are thinking about when they're looking at a guy who's wearing their yearly salary around their neck. They're thinking, yeah, but you know what? He's going to have to go to jail eventually. Okay. Somehow people made this about law enforcement. I'm just gonna ignore it because it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, well, that's not even what we're talking about. We're talking about
I
shit I
know.
don't understand.
This BS about mobsters making their community better or safer is a sham, honestly. Innocent business owners were extorted for protection money for one. I did a whole show on it before, of course. Yeah, of good cops and yeah, but we're not even talking about that. I don't understand how it turned into that conversation. But somebody's in here with an agenda, not you, Nitro. So um oh, absolutely. Listen, to an extent, criminals and cops respect each other. They know that, it's our job to get away with crime and it's your job to catch us. That's the way criminals look at it and cops look at it, vice versa. And, let's face it, if there's no criminals, there's no cops. So 8 years in Corcoran, Jesus.
Um, Bruno, is Chula Wana a place? Where is it?
No, but Brina, listen, I'm willing to have the argument with me. You just got to explain what I said that you don't agree with. I don't understand. If you explain that, I'll gladly have the debate with you. I don't mind you not agreeing with me. I just don't understand what you're not agreeing with. I said that a cop makes 50, 60 grand a year, and he might get a little irritated by a guy who's rolling around in a fucking expensive truck with jewelry and all this. And then you came at me with, I'm wrong about the salary. And then you just haven't stopped bitching since. So I don't understand your point. So if you explain what you disagree with, then we can have the argument. A cop is a big rat. They tell on people for a living. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be all galling to any half motivated cop, of course.
Smash that like button. Pound it. Donations welcomed. Hello, sexy.
I like you with that hat on, baby.
Turning over a new leaf today.
Yeah. He won't talk about the ecstasy ring, though, because it makes him look bad. You know what I mean? Even that got turned into bullshit. Never before did I hear the narrative that Sammy's kids got involved and Sammy jumped in to help them. That's brand new, too.
Hello, amateur historian. Smash it.
The like button.
Yes. Sorry.
I am Angela. Oh, okay. You're talking to Angela. People claim the mob made their neighborhood safer. In reality, most of the neighborhoods that had a huge mob presence were already safe. People act like the mob made crime-ridden ghettos safer. LMAO. Well, yeah. I mean, we talked about that. The existence of the mafia on the street is not good for society. It never was, of course. And the people in the neighborhoods, they were loved by a lot of people in the neighborhoods, absolutely. But business owners and shit that were being victimized by them every day, I mean, hey. And that's how it was. You got to understand when a mobster goes into a mom and pop shop and says, "You're going to pay me $500 a week, uh, or we're not going to protect you." What they're, yep, what people forget to mention is that they're protecting you from themselves. If you don't pay the money, they will fuck your shop up. They will break your windows. They'll light it on fire. They'll do whatever. So, who are you paying for protection from? When I was your age, they said, wait, when I was your age, they said you could be cops or criminals, but when you're facing a loaded gun, what's the difference? The Departed. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I got you. That's one of the best movies ever, by the way. I never showed Shanna that, but I'm gonna have to someday. We good, FBS, no argument. Just meant to say not all cops get bothered that criminals make more than them. Oh yeah, if you're saying that, yeah, not all cops, of course not. No, you just threw me off with the salary thing, bro. My best friend stayed my friend while I did my 11 years. We still bros. Oh, that's what's up. That's the kind of friend you need to hang on to then.
Christopher and I are going to go to California one day. He doesn't know it yet.
Oh, I know. We're going.
But after the movie we watched last night, I don't know if either of us are ever going to get on a plane.
Yeah, The
so
Gray.
we might have to drive.
That was a hell of a movie. No, I know you did a show on this. Someone made a comment about it here a little while ago saying the mob made their community safer, and that's all BS. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is definitely. Like, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, you know what my parents used to tell me? They keep drugs out of the neighborhood. If any of these guys, from other neighborhoods come around here trying to sell dope or whatever, you watch what happens to them. Yeah, but what I didn't know at the time was that's because it was their competition. The people flooding the streets with drugs were the mob themselves in those neighborhoods. And that's a fact. So, you learn as you get older and we find things out. Who knows in 50 years where the mob will be? Perhaps they fade into folklore like Jesse James and the Cowboys. We just don't know, but the feds and cops have a huge advantage with technology. Yeah, you got to be nuts to be any kind of a criminal now. I don't, I have no desire to ever get involved in any kind of crime ever again because I know I'm going to jail again and I fucking had it with jail.
He would miss me too much.
And he wasn't a cop when I first got locked. That's right. So if I passed you or if I pissed you off, I am man enough to apologize. Let's keep the show. No, bro, it was probably my fault. I took what you said wrong. It's all good, man. I'm just a little passionate tonight because for fucking days, comment after comment with these stupid things. Oh, but John made everybody meet at the rave night. Oh, but John got caught on those tapes. Like, oh, but John was going to make Sammy take the fall. According to who? Sammy only? Okay. FBS, I did hear a story from Sammy's co-defendant, David Seabrook, Karen's boyfriend, that Sammy did tell them to stay away from the illegal stuff and focus on legit businesses and building them up. Okay, but how would they get the money to build them up? Like, these were a bunch of kids at the time. I would think that it was probably more like make a certain amount of money and then try to go legit.
Macho Man, do you know who my wrestler was? Goldust.
Yes, it was her favorite wrestler. She's told me about that. Look at how pissed off Sammy got at his wife when he thought she shorted somebody. You know what I mean? Like he was all into that. They also said Sammy's the one that told him to get Nextel phones, which is I can't believe Sammy actually thought that, but told him to get Nextel phones because that's what the FBI uses and they can't tap them, which is insane. But so he was schooling them, and it said he was schooling them on the life. It said that in the thing. He was trying to tell them how to kill people, what kind of gun to use, all that shit. That's what he was telling those kids. Super chat, man, $20. Thank you again, my friend. Baby steps first. Just graduated from paralegal school, so I want to give back. Oh, well, thank you, man.
And congratulations.
I appreciate that. That's very serious. I think he's being serious. Thank you. That's very nice of you. I think that's 3 now. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, listen.
Uncle Tom, can I help you? Yeah. What did you send me? What did I send you? Yeah. No. What? No. No? No. Yes. No. We just counted it. I'm going to give it another count as soon as I get people out of the way. 65.
See, like he was all about this. You think Sammy we all know one thing about Sammy is that he was greedy. I think we can all agree on that. Now, who isn't greedy? I don't know. I've yet to meet anybody who isn't, but he was certainly greedy. Well, maybe not Shanna, but he was a fucking, he was Sammy the Bull. He was a mob guy. You know what I mean? You saw what he did with construction. He killed business partners and everything else to try to, get as big a piece of the pie as he could in every business he was involved in. You think even if he did get into this to help his kids, that he didn't just take over and say, you know what, this is what you guys are going to do? And, you heard the stories. Watch mugshots on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, put in mugshots, Sammy the Bull Gravano. I think it's even titled The King Rat. And watch that episode about the Arizona drug case and the shit that he would tell those kids. Not to mention when he talked to Don Borghese on the phone and he was going to start the Arizona Mafia and David Seabrook was going to be the first ever black inducted member and all this crazy shit.
Macho Man.
Yeah, you got that right, Nicosia. I don't know, bro.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's for Shanna. I'll be right back, guys.
Let me tell you a little story.
Are you going to tell her what you did to me? Go right ahead.
Okay, so, and, smash the like button. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All donations welcome. Gotta love the hat. I'm coming, Macho Man. The wallet, which I must say is awesome. Okay, so.
What was awesome?
This.
Oh.
When Christopher and I first started seeing each other, we went out, and the next day he messaged me several times and I didn't respond. Not because I didn't want to, but because I was sleeping.
All fucking day. To hear her tell it.
Yes. Now that we're married, I'm sure he knows that it was the truth.
Well, considering the way she sleeps, yeah, it's very possible. But I think she was just trying to blow me off.
No. And if you called her and she didn't call you back, I would maybe text her. If she doesn't respond, just wait.
Yeah, because it could be nothing.
Yeah, she might have something going on in her head.
Maybe she's playing hard to get.
She wants you to chase the goods.
Yep. Johnny Catalano, what Sammy did after he dropped down from the witness stand was scary to Arizona, where he got up on a rock and waved "fuck you" to the government and people with his rat tail. Now he's on YouTube hypnotizing people with it. Very well said. Very well said. I think Sammy was referring to the fact he had a couple companies and to help build them up. But you're right, Sammy was. Oh, I got you. Sammy was schooling them. I wish I could remember what interview it was. Yeah, that one I don't know.
Yeah, don't stress about it, Macho Man. And look, I would be, well, don't stress about it. And if she doesn't call you back, try not to get so upset. Because if it's early on, you didn't waste a lot of time. And it wasn't supposed to be anyways.
There you go. DP, isn't there a recording of Sammy and Dom Borghese talking about how they both ratted and justifying it to each other? You mean this one?
If a guy says, I'm a stand-up guy, and he does 100 kids, me personally, and he has a way of getting out, I think he's full out of his credit with it. I don't give him credit either, because if the life is so double-cross type of thing, it's so treacherous, it's so vicious, it's so everything, these guys ain't rats, these guys are just being double-crossed, and they're double-crossing back.
These guys ain't rats. They're just being double crossed and they're double crossing back.
People keep asking about Tony Ducks.
Tony Ducks Corallo.
I'm thinking not the one that's in here.
No, I know. They're talking about the real talk. Oh, wait a minute.
Frank, not only was it free, but it's fucking awesome. Like, what?
It is. That dude is a beast, man. You gotta, if you ever need anything like that made, you gotta go to Dragon Reborn 1982. I'm gonna tell you the truth. He showed me a picture of it before I got it, and I didn't realize how nice it was till I actually saw it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
What are you looking at?
I'm just reading.
FBS, can you please repeat what the name of the doc on YouTube about Sammy and the X-Ring mob shot? No, I'll show you right now.
People.
Mugshot, Sammy the Bull. There you go. See that right there at the top? Mugshot, Sammy the Bull Gravano, King Rat.
Do it, Craig, because this thing is awesome. Hello, Mad Dog Killers.
Mad Dog Killers, what's up, FBS and Shanna? Greetings from the Mad Dog. What's up? I'm canceling my Ridge wallet now. What do you mean Ridge wallet?
I think they have the things in it so people can't scan your IDs through the wallet.
Oh.
Like identity theft people have machines that'll scan your things through your wallets.
Don't look up, Todd Father, huh? I keep seeing that on there. What is that about? I keep seeing that on there, but isn't that with Leonardo DiCaprio? The fuck is that?
Thanks, Slug. I'm so used to people calling me so many different things. Slug. Pound the bell. Ding, ding, dong. Ding, 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 dong.
Right on, Shannon. Enjoy the goodies, huh? My favorite quote by a monster on camera.
Stormy, I haven't seen you
by
for a
mobster,
while.
You mean?
But I'm pretty sure I saw you on somebody else's chat. I believe that was Vinny and Joe's.
All right.
Boston Red 2, we can start right now.
What?
Ripping A-Late apart?
Yeah, I think I'm due for one.
Yes, I did.
What about Tony Ducks, the fact that he was caught on that bug in his car? Yeah, that's another one like the Castellano thing. Like, talk about never knowing. Like, he you know, they knew that he had his conversations in that fucking Jaguar. The FBI knew that. That's where he felt safe talking. So he was chauffeured around, and he would have people with him, and he would discuss what he needed to in the car. And he never left that fucking car alone. He always had one of his guys stick with that shit. Always to make sure the car wasn't bugged. And I think it was, I could be wrong, it was Thanksgiving one year, I think, that he sent all his guys home, and he told them, you know, don't worry about it. And it was raining and shit. I believe it was raining.
RGD, so did my son.
I don't remember if it was raining or if they had prepared, you know, for in case it rains. But I think it was raining. They got to the car while I think Tony Ducks was inside having dinner, something like that, at a restaurant. They had purchased a Jaguar exactly like it, and they had practiced over and over again how to get into the fucking Jaguar, like how to get in, disassemble what they need to, plant the bug, then put it back together, clean everything up so nobody knows anything happened. And that's what they did. And they were able to put the bug in Tony Duck's car, and he got caught in all kinds of matter of fact, let me see if I have any. All kinds of conversations.
Pound in the pink, I was going to ask the same thing. Thank you, Robert Orrich. Hello, Johnny the Greek. You've missed a lot of mob talk.
Who did?
Johnny the Greek.
Oh, Johnny the Greek is here now?
Yes. RGD, my son, this is what he said about Locked Up Abroad. He's such a piece of garbage. They should have fact-checked their shit before they put that out.
That's right.
Oh, Macho Man.
Oh, okay. All right. I had him confused. Thanksgiving was Fat Tony's guys. Okay. Ducks was raining, and his guys went in to stay dry. Okay. My bad. Yeah. Let me see. Here's one of the...
Job. Well, it seems that he don't want. He says that Cody is making a beef and complaining about that because that was theirs. Let him go complain about Toby. He says this was theirs. And it's right up with them. Let him go complain about Toby. Listen to me, please. I'm listening to you. I'm going to go complain about Toby. What the fuck has he got to do with competence? This is what I'm looking for. You see, let's designate somebody for that office. You follow what I'm bringing up? We want to put a delegation. Not that it's Jimmy Brown Jr., not that it's Paul Castellano Jr., it's theirs and ours. Now, let's take somebody, let's take a son, a son-in-law, somebody, put them into the office. They got a job, let's take somebody's daughter.
So, there's one. It was what, Common Sense?
The trolls are out. Can somebody... Oh, good night, Boston Red 2. Oh, yeah. Don't overdo it.
It's fucking phone.
What was I gonna say, baby?
I don't know.
Oh, could somebody please put up my wonderful FBS's store link?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't hurt.
Yes, I did, Bruno. Yes, I did. Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy Sorelli, maybe?
Gotta move that, baby. All right, so let's see. That bug was like The Sopranos. Yeah, no shit. New to the channel, watching from Scotland. Welcome.
I don't know. He keeps asking about Tony Duck's over.
Oh, that's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
Pat Duffy, did you see the new movie about his new movie about the vampires? Who? Oh, did anybody ever answer about Don't Look Up?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yes, he is, Angela. Johnny the Greek says, "Yo, FBS, was that the wiretap from inside the Jaguar? I remember the document."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's a little compilation too you could find on YouTube of the tapes of him and Sal Avellino.
Oh, RGB said it sucks.
Yeah, it looked like it sucked to me. I don't know. What else we got here?
Thank you, Stormy Rivers.
I don't like comedies.
Did you read it? The Fat Bald Simpson. Yeah. I keep seeing that Archive 81, but I don't, Christopher and I need something that we can watch. All of it.
Oh, that's what Common Sense was saying. Yes, it was raining.
Hello, Tommy Agro. Oh, nobody did.
Nobody did what?
It's going to rain money. Put up your store thing.
Oh. About Tony Duck's part. I don't know.
Repeating the same question.
Trying to remember. Yeah, just block him then. That's fucking annoying. Why is he doing that?
Hey, man. Nice shot.
Oh, here he's asking. Is this what you're talking about? He's asking about Raymundi?
Well, it was the first Tony Ducks, Raymundi, Tony Ducks.
Well, Raymundi, I don't know what else there is left to say about him. Thank you, by the way, Stephen Cordell. He said Team Gotti. Thank you very much for the Venmo.
Slug, what movie are you talking about? Christopher bought me a Jag.
I did?
No.
So what else, guys? What do you want to talk about? Anything happen on YouTube today we need to discuss?
I want to get Rowdy.
Who?
Rowdy.
Oh, Shannon wants to get rowdy. What do you want to do? Talk shit about people?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Yes, I did.
Sorry, guys. I have to send a couple of important texts.
Who, us two, Jersey girl?
You see, Angela earlier said we're so cute together.
That's what Jersey Girl just said.
Oh, really? YouTube seemed quiet today, did it? I didn't know it could be quiet. No, there's days.
Good night, Slug.
I like gets annoyed at Bofa, which is hilarious. Really? What's going on with that fucking jerk off highlight?
I don't know these songs, guys. Miss Can't Be Wrong, are you still here?
Where is? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, there he is. Okay. I keep seeing Pat Duffy people talking to him, but I'm not seeing Pat Duffy. Now I see him. Super chat, man. It's going to rain money. Oh, really? When and where? I want to go. It was like Uncle Junior was in the car with Christopher. Yeah, pretty much. He's off to Cali, B. Highlight was talking a lot of shit about you earlier. Did he do it real slow like B? Like was he like, yo, that fat bull snitch? B, listen. So I cooled him, right? I cooled him, and then I had some coffee. But first I cooled him, and I said, yo, you really B, right? Like you really gonna transfer me to Cali, B? Word to Big Bird? Why? Just because I pissed off some Bloods and some Latin Kings, you gonna transfer me across the country, even though this is a state job and it don't even make no fucking sense? What do you think about that, Bofa?
Oh,
Well,
they were talking about me, him and Bofa. Both of these nuts.
that dick was going in on Angel, was in there talking smack again from UK. Can't think of his name. Grant Calder, cocksucker. Oh yeah, I don't want to watch that shit. Stormy Rivers, fuck that. Let's see what else we got. He's moving to Sacramento. Sacramento blows. I wonder what the real reason is. Don't you guys? Because I do. No disrespect, B, but I got to transfer to Cali, B. No disrespect, though, but your mom's a hoe. But yo, listen, right?
I'm a pilgrim.
Shanna's a pilgrim, B.
B.
A pilgrim. I like. I'd like to give my opinion on what you're saying about Shanna.
Yeah, let's see. You want to come on, Highlight? Say it to my face.
Oh my God. Imagine what I would do to highlight. Oh my God. I think Sammy is so well protected and hidden. I don't think anything's going to happen to him, period. That's just my opinion.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
To get the rest of my costume.
Go ahead, baby. Highlight abuses Bofa and Bofa takes it. I almost want to cry. Somebody send me a clip of that next time it happens, please. Like do a little screen recording, like a minute or something, and send it to me. Because I'll never watch the whole fucking show, but I would love to see that. And maybe I'll put it to good use. B word. Right. I watched the film called Den of Thieves with 50 Cent, Roy Butler, O'Shea Jackson. That would be 50 Cent. No, that's
Thank
Curtis
you.
Jackson. O'Shea Jackson would be Ice Cube. Similar to Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Netflix is like the dollar basket in blockbusters back in the day. You ain't kidding. It ain't shit. He can't even have a normal conversation. I'm not sure you mean. Probably Highlight or Bofa. They are just mad they can't land a woman like you, Queen. That's right, god damn it.
Jellioso.
I think I'm gonna end it soon, baby.
Okay.
Did you want to go do something first?
No.
Who?
I was just gonna get my money.
Oh, who has any proof Elite really lives in Bronx? He says so. His say so. A photo people can visit, where people visit and take pics. He's probably been in Cali the whole time in the bedroom trolling Sicilians and Italians. Who knows, bro? Elite was saying you're a Fanuc. Yeah, coming from Elite, that says a lot.
Stop it, B.
All right, guys, I think I'm out of here. Everybody hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And for the love of God, hit the notification bell. Thank you, guys, for all the super chats and everything. If you'd like to donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal in the description of this video. If you enjoyed my little Sammy the Bull rant, don't clap, just throw money. All right, guys.
Ow.
I had a good time. I'll see you tomorrow at some point. All right. Everybody have a good night. What just happened? What just happened? Oh, all right, there we go. Everybody have a good night. I love you all. And until next time, salute.
Salute.